Well, hello and welcome back. So this is part of our Samson Success Series. It is putting the puzzle pieces together. This one is designed really for dual career agents. So we're calling it Bloom Where You Are Planted. Tips for dual career agents. So first off, let me just say, I understand and know that a lot of agents do need to keep either a full-time or a part-time job, either because they have an enormous amount of time already invested into it and are getting close to retirement potentially, or they need it for their medical insurance or whatever else needs to be done. So I understand that. But we also want to take a look at what are the best things for a dual career agent to be focusing on and doing if they're, especially too if they're wanting to transition into full-time real estate. So that is why we decided that it was important to have this class. I've taught it a couple times, so now I'm thrilled that we're able to bring it to the masses and have it available for everyone. So as a reminder, you know me, I like my little puzzle pieces. So part of the logic and the concept here is we're going to help you put together your real estate pieces all in order. Because so often there's a class here and a class here, and you know, that's a good class too. But you look at everything and you don't know where to put everything together at, especially as a dual career. So we want to make sure that we're going to map it out for you and give you the best options that are out there. So as always, want to thank, let you know that this information and the handout that goes along with it will be in the Cardinal Nest or connected to the Samson University link that you're probably watching it on already. So if you scroll down, there should be a component there that's got the handout for you to draw from. We always want to thank Cardinal Title because they're the ones that help bring this all to you. So whether you're on the buyer side or the seller side, you can use Cardinal. There is an art and a science to it, and you want to make sure that you know how to present it to the buyer side if you're on the seller side to use Cardinal. So we want to thank them as always. A couple of quick suggestions and reminders. So if this is the first time that you are watching this, I'm just going to hit it from the very beginning. What I'm going to ask you to do is, as you have your handouts, go ahead and print them out. I'm going to ask you to 3-hole punch them and put them in a binder, because that way you are creating your own reference manual to go back to, and that way if you need to have a consultation with any of us, we can take a look at what you've gotten done and what you haven't gotten done. The page numbers at the bottom of the PowerPoints coincide with the page numbers of the handout, so that'll make life a whole lot easier for you to keep track and not miss anything. So as always, classroom rules, even if you're online, because I can hear. Go ahead and make sure your phone is off and that you're shut off from any distractions if you possibly can. Be open to some new ideas. We're going to give a couple things that you may not have heard before, so I want to make sure that you're open to new ideas. I always ask, can I have your permission to be blunt and honest with you? Tell you what you need to know and not always what you want to hear. So with that, we're good. I'm going to ask you to hear my heart, forgive my mouth, and usually I'll give you a warning if something's about ready to slip out. So you do have to laugh at my silly jokes when they pop up and pop in, and also learn something new. I want you to, at the end of every session, every training opportunity that you have, stop and ask yourself, what is the aha moment that you just learned, but what is it that you can take and implement into your business? Again, I don't care if you're full-time, part-time, or quarter-time. We want to make sure that you are building out your business to be effective, efficient, and productive. So as a dual career agent, here's your words of wisdom. We want to make sure that you surround yourself with people who are going to motivate and inspire you. That was a saying by Charles Marcus. Don't know who he was, or he is, but it was a great saying, and I wanted to include it in here for you. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So as a dual career agent, I'm going to be real straightforward. You don't have time to waste. You don't have time to take things that don't apply. You don't have time to waste. So we're going to make sure that we're just kind of narrowing down and zeroing in on the stuff that you absolutely need to have and need to be doing. So bloom where you are planted. Whether that means you work full-time and you're trying to do real estate on the side, whether it is you are a part-time job that still has commitment of hours and you're needing to merge real estate into it, bloom where you're planted. We're going to walk you through this. So the first thing I want to ask you is, when you came into the real estate business, Where did you think your business was going to come from? Because guess what? It doesn't just fall from the sky. So we need to be intentional, on point, and on purpose. We want to make sure that you have the best foundation possible. And if you are considering transitioning from current job into real estate at some point, we want to make sure that you've got a plan that you've already started, I'm going to say executing 6 months to 2 years ahead of time, because that will allow you to slowly gear up. That way, when you're ready to hit your real estate full time, you've got momentum going, you've got the foundation going, and literally you can hit the ground running. I've had several agents come to me that says, hey, I'm getting ready to retire from the military or come out of the job that I've been in. I need to have a warm start and a warm up start. We mapped out a plan, got them going, and they were ready to transition and hit the ground running. So we're going to show you how to bloom where you are planted. All right, so in your business, we want to make sure, and this is where part of the specialty that I bring to the table, is to make sure that you are putting your business together methodically. There is nothing worse than brokerages that gloat about and brag about all the training that they have. And guess what? Nobody knows what to do with any of it. So agents end up running around like a chicken with their head cut off, running to stuff that doesn't apply, doesn't fit into their overall marketing strategy, and doesn't play an important role. So we're going to break it down little by little for you, and here we go. So there is your real estate business. You've got these hundreds of pieces, and you're looking at it going, Lynn, where do I start? Let me show you. So the first place I'm going to encourage you to start is with our series called Jumpstart. Now, Jumpstart is designed to have the 4 sessions. They're designed to be taken in order, and let me share with you what are the components of each session and why it plays a part and leads into the other one. So with Jumpstart Session 1, obviously, is where you're going to go. You're going to find that in Cardinal Nest under the Samson University tab. So once you get into Samson University, in the little search box up top, you can search for Jumpstart Session 1. Once you get it and you start on it, you're going to see that there's several parts to it. Don't panic. Each of the parts are only 5-10 minutes long. When you listen to the first part, it will then unlock and release part 2 to be able to be played. Once you finish that, it'll unlock, check it off that it's been completed, unlock the next session, and you can work your way through. The first time through, it will not let you jump in midpoint and jump around. It is designed to walk you through methodically and release one right after the other. Session 1 is going to talk about the foundation of your business and what are the important things that go within that business. The next part, once you have finished Jumpstart Session 1, and again, the handout for it, when you scroll down in Samson University, when you've got the recording, it'll have the little index of what the topics are, and then at the bottom, it's going to have the link for the printout. So just where you'll print it out and then use it as your coloring book, if you will, as you go through the sessions. So Jumpstart Session 2 continues to build the foundation of your business for stability, and then it rolls into the second part of that, which is mindset. Whether you are full-time, part-time, quarter-time, no time, mindset will make you or break you in this business. So we want to make sure that we included that as a powerful piece of the puzzle as well. Session 3 of Jumpstart will take you through the hidden gems of your database. It's going to walk you through what pieces need to be put together, why it is important, and what to do with it once you get there. Okay? We have additional classes for your database and building out your vendors. It will take you into Jumpstart Session 4 from there, which again is about your marketing pillars and the working on and working in your business. We also have free reports, and we also have information on your free newsletter. So those are kind of, for a dual career agent, this is kind of the foundation where I would recommend that you start. So, ready to get into the next section? There we go. So Jumpstart Session 1 is priority to start with. Here's the bullet points I want you to take away from that session, especially as a dual career agent. And in the handout, it'll give you a chance to write them down. So your big why are you in this business? Even as a dual career agent, you've got a reason why you're here. What is it? Is it to do 2 extra transactions to supplement for vacation money? Is it you've got a child or a grandchild in college? What is your big why? Why are you doing and wanting to do real estate? Then it shows you in the example of session 1 how to turn it to your clients as well. How to understand what their big why is and how that comes into being important. Okay? Excuse me. The next component of Jumpstart as a dual career agent, we want to make sure you got your bio up. And we want to make sure that we've got some tips there for you to show you how to write it. If you need me to take a look at it afterwards, email it to me and I'll be happy to take a peek at it, tweak it, and send it back to you. And yes, you will need to have a bio, even if it's short, sweet, and to the point, and it's not a resume of 10 pages long. It's just a quick bio with your introduction because that needs to go on your website. And again, we'll walk you through how to do that. We want to make sure that even as a dual career agent, your email address is a business email, not a personal one. Common mistake agents make, oh, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. When a potential buyer, seller, or even other agent realize that you're using your personal email address instead of a business email address, they look at you a little bit different. So again, even as a dual career agent, you want to separate your emails to a business account, and in session 1 it gives you some ideas and some suggestions of what to do, so you want to kind of be ready for that one. We talk about your domain name. Now granted, through Samson you have a website and the domain name is your first name, last name, .samsonproperties.net. Now, that is connected to KV Core, and I know a lot of you are going, KV Core ain't going to eat you, ain't going to kill you, ain't going to hurt you. It may cause you to drink, but it's not going to hurt you. So, and yes, that was a joke, all right? So, we want to make sure that you at least understand the basics of what it can do. You want to make sure that you, especially as a dual career, because you don't have time to waste, have a powerful tagline and mission statement. And I have given you in session 1 the best one to ever use. So go back and make sure you're taking note of that. We talk about a QR code. Why it's important for you to have a QR code. Again, especially as a dual career agent, you may not be able to have the exchange of information or the exchange of conversation in the workplace. But if you can have them scan the QR code and go directly to your website, which would then allow them to get information they needed or wanted, boom, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, okay? So this is where we're starting to put those pieces together for you and how they connect and why it's important. Now, over to session 2 of Jumpstart. We talk about business cards. Most business cards are gum worthy. In other words, they're worthy for me to put my gum in it and throw it away. We want to make sure that you understand what a powerful and good business card looks like, and no, you will not put the tax chart or a calendar on the back side. Just saying. So, especially if you've got a calendar on the back and it's from, oh, I don't know, 2015. Not good. Just saying. All right. So into session 2, we're also going to talk about time blocking, which is going to be powerful for you that's dual career. You need to be effective, you need to be efficient. You cannot manage time, but we can block time. Pay special attention to that component when you get into it. We talk about using one notebook for notes. It's a great idea, so check that one out and incorporate that as well. Built into session 2 is about mindset. I have found over my years of training now over 4,000 agents, there are several that literally fell apart and fell out of this business because of mindset. So it does play a critical and crucial role in not only life, but in the business as well. So I'm going to ask you to pay special attention to that. There's a couple of little exercises in there we want you to do. Go ahead and do them. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, so those are some of the highlights and the takeaway as a dual career agent that I want you to pay special attention to during your session 2 Jumpstart. All right, then it's going to take you into session 3. Now, what are your aha takeaways from session 3? Now, session 3 is about building out your database. As a dual career agent, yes, we want you to start building out your database. Who do you know, but also who do they know? Don't prejudge them, and we talk about that in detail for you. So I want you to look into the session 3 to start building out your database, because again, if your intent is to do business down the road and have your time effective and efficient, this is absolutely going to be a critical and important part of getting your business set up for yourself, okay? All right, we also talk in session 3 about the 4 components or the 4 categories within your database. Obviously, first one is the people that you know, your sphere of influence. Second one is transaction partners, and that is who do you need to have on speed dial that'll get you through a transaction. That would obviously be like your, First Heritage Mortgage rep that's in-house, Cardinal Title, which is in-house, maybe your favorite home inspector around town. Who are the other people that are critical to getting a transaction completed? As a dual career agent, I want you to pay special attention to the component of adding service providers to your database, and start it now and start it early, okay? They are recommended by those that are in your sphere of influence, and in that session we get into the nitty-gritty of exactly how to do that for you, okay, or how you need to do that for you. All right, so there you got the highlights of session 3. Now, from there, you will transition into start working on session 4. Session 4 is breaking down the difference of working on versus working in your business. Frankly, I'd recommend when you get to that and get to the handouts, print that page out, put it in the front page of your 3-ring binder that you're creating, or put it on the front cover of your 3-ring binder that you're creating, because that there is a deal breaker when it comes to agents. You've got to work on your business in order to be able to work in your business. You can't do the one without the other. So I would say make sure that when you get to that component, pay special attention to that. Now, in session 4, we talk about building out your marketing pillars. Now, we talk about the fact that the 4 is the common denominator. Why do you have 4 tires on your car? Why do you have 4 legs on your chair? For balance and stability. Now, as a dual career agent, I would recommend that you don't go with the 4, you start with 2. Your database is going to be 1, and then you can pick out another component. But wait, I give you the list of 5 different types of buyers, 6 different types of sellers, and 13 other categories that you can market yourself and start building out for future business. All you need to decide is look at them, step back and say, which one of those hits my hot button? Where do I want to spend a few hours a week developing that part of my business out? Now, once you transition from dual career to potentially full-time in real estate, then you will develop out your 3rd and your 4th pillar. Sometimes people will even go 5 or 6, but as long as they work together with themselves and not taking so much time that you don't have time to actually do the business, that's where that comes in. So as a dual career agent, I would recommend that you start with 2 components, 1 database, and 2, whatever it is that hits your hot button that you're saying, I could get excited about doing that, and even as a dual career, I can still make that happen. Okay? We good? Thumbs up. All right. Once you have finished through sessions 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Jumpstart, where do you go next? What do you do? So if you have determined in your session 4 that you want to do geofarming, and you want to start with, I'm just going to make up a number, you want to start small, you want to start with 100 homes, I want you to listen to the geofarming class that's available in Samson University. That is going to break it down into the minuscule of breaking down the categories, looking at the numbers, making sure that it meets a certain criteria that we talk about so that you are going to be effective and efficient. Now, on geofarming, like anything, it's not a one and done. If you are going to commit to geofarming, you're looking at building out for at least 18 to 24 months. Again, we get into detail in the geofarming class about that. But if that is your hot button, and you want to say, I'm going to develop out my area where I live, that's a great place to start. Now, if you decide that open houses hit your hot button, because you're thinking, I can do an evening open house, I could do a Saturday, Sunday open house, a couple times a week, not necessarily every week, to start building momentum up for future business. Again, we have already recorded up in Samson University a class on open houses. We rank it and range it from a good, better, best. What are the things that are going into a basic good open house, which is posting the sign and hoping for the best, to how do you take it to good, to better, to best for the maximum return on results on it. So if you're sitting there going, well, Lynn, you know, I really think that with me being dual career, I could commit to, you know, a couple open houses a month to kind of get that momentum going, then I want you to listen to that and have your aha, your takeaway from there. Now, one of the other classes that's available is Recession-Proof Your Marketing. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think right now as a dual career agent that is going to be the best use of and most effective use of your time, because a lot of that needs to be done during the day. It needs to be interactive and engaging. So just know that it's there, but you're going to put it over to the sideline. One of the other classes that we have available to you, which would be good for dual career, eventually listen to, is creating the wow factor for your clients. Because even if you're doing 2 transactions a year or 4 transactions a year as a dual career agent, you want to make sure that you're creating that wow. That is going to up your odds of repeat and referral business. So by having those wow factors included in there, that's a good thing. So that would be one that I would put on your radar to eventually get to. The other one that I would absolutely encourage you to take a listen to and master it out is how to leverage free reports, a free newsletter off your free website. Now, there's a little work that goes into it, but notice the common word there? It's all free. And you should, even as a dual career agent, should have a budget for free. There you go. So in the handout that hopefully you have now, on page 2, it's got listed what are your takeaway bullet points from sessions 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I want you to focus on, especially as a dual career agent. Then the other classes, and I'm going to ask you to rate them. Is that a yes, I want to do it? Is that a no, that doesn't fit into what I'm needing to do? Or is it a maybe or do later? So you can rate them and prioritize which ones are most important for you right now. All right? Also available, which is going to be beneficial to you, again, even as a dual career agent, is the buyer consultation, the seller consultation, and how to use a vendor tip of the month to communicate and get information of value out to your potential buyers and sellers. There you have it. The other thing that you are able to do as a dual career agent is listen to the Samson sales meetings. Now, I get it, you're working. You can listen to it while you're driving. You can listen to it when you are working out. You can listen to it while you're doing yard work for all I care, or walking the dog. But it's going to give you and keep you up to speed on what's going on. Now, Donnie's going to have a cow that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this anyway. So let's say you're dual career, obviously, and you're thinking, I don't have the time to listen to the full hour-and-a-half sales meeting. In the beginning, we acknowledge those agents who are bringing seller-side transactions to Cardinal Title. Kudos to them, thumbs up, give them a big applause, but if you need to, fast forward. Once you get past that, you get into the meat and potatoes of the sales meeting. We usually have great information from our lenders, from First Heritage. We have great information coming at us from Cardinal Title. Donnie and Sarah always have great information about what's going on in the current market conditions. So you absolutely, again, even as a dual career agent, need to be up to speed on that stuff. So once you get through the meat and potatoes, and they start going into the who's just joined Samson, and kudos to them, and who's had closings and transactions, again, you know, give them a thumbs up, cheer them on, but you can fast forward past that if you need to. So don't tell him I said that, please. Okay, good. All right. That'll be our little secret. Okay. But again, the meat and potatoes of the sales meeting is still critical information that you as a dual career agent still needs to know about. All righty. Now, in session 1, we've talked about this. I'm going to hand it to you again. As a dual career agent, what is the most powerful mission statement that you can use? Not, I'm great, I'm wonderful, I'll do a good job for you, is if you take on this mission statement of my mission is to help you protect and maintain the value of your greatest asset, which is your home, my monthly tips or my newsletter are going to help you do that. Now you have a point of open door conversation and communication with those that you know. And I don't care if you're starting with 10. You now have a point of conversation. One of the biggest challenges I hear out of agents, whether it's a dual career or not, is they don't know what to say when they contact their sphere. You know, everybody says, oh, you need to contact your sphere, and they're sitting there going, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Got that problem solved. Because you now have a mission statement that is going to allow you to open that door of conversation, and we even have a class recorded conversation starters. Now, it's scripts and conversation starters, but I got to tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with scripts. Because scripts work really well when both parties have the script and they can both follow along. If not, most agents get confused because they don't know where to go from there. So I want to share more about what are the conversation starters, the talking points of that conversation that will then allow you to carry the conversation where you want it to go. Okay? So be sure to check that one out, put that on your to-do list, and hit it when you're ready. But a proper mission statement is going to open the gates, open the floodgates, and open the door for follow-up and communication. And in the class on free reports, newsletters, and website, we talk about what to use and how to open it up. Trust me, you're going to like it. All right? The next one there is the tagline. I absolutely, of all that I've heard, seen, used over time, over the years, this is the best one ever. When your home no longer meets your needs, I'm here to guide you through the process or update you based on the current market conditions. Now, I got to tell you, for those agents that are using that, they are loving it. You just need to repeat it to yourself a few times so it flows gracefully off your tongue. And then that is what goes on the back of your business card. Your mission statement can go on there as well. This goes on your signature line. This goes on anything and everything you do, because guess what? I don't care what the market is doing. When a home no longer meets their needs, they will need to sell. Bam, drop the mic, walk away, there you got it, okay? I got to tell you a success story on this one. A couple years ago, I was doing some coaching with an agent, and they kind of had this fun, quirky personality, kind of like mine at times. And so he said, you know, beginning, he reached out and said, how you doing? How's everything going? It was during the beginning of the pandemic, so it was, you know, locked in and you know, panicking over what was going to happen. And he said, look, I know you've got either an elderly or, you know, whatever, because he knew enough about them that he was able to say, hey, I know that you may not be able to get out now. If there's something you need at the store, let me know, and I'll go pick it up and just drop it off on the porch for you. Nice extra service. So he decided a month or two later he needed to call back, didn't know what to say. I said, ooh, I got a good one for you. So you call him and ask him, so now that you've been stuck in your home for a couple months, you still love it? Does the home still meet your needs? Because when the home no longer meets your needs and you don't love it anymore, I'm here to help you based off what's going on in the current market. He picked up seven, 5 and 2, 7 listings, had them sold, and had them bought new homes within 60 days. 7 times 2 is 14. He had 14 transactions in 2 months based off, so, you still love your home? Does it still meet your needs? I don't know about you, but you can take that one to the bank. So of all the stuff I've heard over the years, and as I've said, I've helped educate and train over 4,000 agents so far, this is by far the best tagline that's out there that can be used, and I would highly recommend that you grab that one and run with it. Okay? There you be. All right, so let's move on. Here is a danger that I want to share with you, especially as a dual career agent, the danger of an off-the-cuff CMA. Because every so often somebody wants to know what their home is worth. And you can go online and Google and Zillow and Realtor and Redfin and eAppraisal and whatever, and you're going to get the difference of between $50,000 and $100,000 difference on a CMA. When somebody asks for the value of their home, I would always tell them, until I get a chance to see the home, this is nothing more than a guesstimate, which is a blend between a guess and an estimate. Because there's 3 components that go into getting a price point. One, of course, is location. You've heard that, location, location, location. Second one is the amenities. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, acreage. The third is the condition of those amenities. So think about it for a minute. Let's pretend that you and I live in the same development. It's all cookie cutter homes. They're all exactly the same. You've done some upgrades to your kitchen and upgrades to this and that and yada da 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 da. So I lived a couple doors down, but I've not done anything to mine. And we've got the exact same bedrooms, bathroom, and square footage. So if you give them an off-the-cuff guesstimate and you give them this price, but you get there and find out that it's really at this price, you got some backpedaling to do. And it's really hard to get the egg off your face because they're going to go, well, you told me it was this price. And you're thinking, yeah, but your house is a dump and it's at this price. You can't quite say that. Well, you could, but maybe not. So be careful when you're giving an off-the-cuff, just CMA home value. Or we can sell your home for this amount. If it's a dump, no, you're not. If the market's shifted, no, you're not. So always tell them it's a guesstimate. And until you're able to see and evaluate the location, the amenities, and the condition of those amenities, it is strictly at this point a guesstimate range. There you have it. Okay. Take a deep breath. We're going to move on. All right. So other topics of education that you as an agent need to know about. And again, whether you're full-time, part-time, quarter-time, whatever, you'll still need to know about the cardinal nest and what is in there. You literally can go in and start clicking around on each of the tabs and be familiar with what is in the cardinal nest, so when you need it, you know where to find it. Okay? You need to know enough about sky slope, how to get in there, how to pull your contracts. And again, we've got training on all of this online for you. So you cannot use the excuse, well, I'm dual career, I don't know. It's available at all hours, 24/7. So you need to know about sky slope as well, how to maneuver it. The MLS. You need to know how to get into your MLS. You need to know how to do basic searches. But you also need to know enough that if you look at what's happened over the last 30, 60, or 90 days, what is the numbers telling you? Are prices going up? Are prices coming down? Is the days on the market going longer? You need to know that to be able to articulate to potential clients what is going on in the market. Because again, they don't care if you're dual career or not. You better know what you're doing. People are asking you to help them with the biggest financial purchase of their life. You do not have the right to mess it up. Hear my heart, forgive my mouth. Remember, you gave me permission. We're good. Okay. All right. So the other thing that you need to also keep an eye on is tracking your CE credits for your license renewal and when your license is due to be renewed. Where can you find that? Go to DPOR. You should be able to bring it right up, put your name in there. It's going to tell you when your license renewal is and what are your credits that you need and what you're deficient on. You need to keep track of that. That is your job. That is not the broker's job. That's not anybody else's job. That's yours. And I always have a good chuckle when I find out that an agent's license has expired. Oh yeah, I'm getting some oops in the crowd here. They didn't realize it. They're now trying to write a contract, and guess what? You're an unlicensed agent. So, if you think you're going to finish that transaction and get paid, think again. It's your job. Stay on top of it. Oh, and I got horror stories. I got horror stories. Okay. All right. The other thing you kind of need to know about is your KV Core. You know, KV Core platform is provided to all of our Samson agents. You just need to activate it. It gives you the website. And especially as a dual career agent, utilize that website to your advantage. Because anytime you're passing somebody in the hall and they want to know information, you may not be able to discuss it at work. But if you can say, hey, I've got information on my website that's going to be valuable to you, send them to your website. Have the QR code on the back of your business card that they can scan it and go. Know how to utilize the free stuff that's already there for you to make your business run smoother and more effective. Okay? Yes, KV Core is robust. Yes, we've got lots of training on KV Core. Yes, we've got the ability to build out your database and set everything on autopilot and yada, 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 yada. Start with the basics. Put your blinders on, be a racehorse, take it one step at a time, because if not, it will drive you to drink. But I got to tell you, there's a lot that KV Core can do, and just take it one component at a time. But know that it's there, and your website is one of the first things I want to see you get polished up and activated. There you be. All right. I want to make sure that you're also listening to the Samson sales meetings. I think we already talked about that. Those are going to bring you some great information. Make sure that you don't miss those. Those are available on replay, so you can listen to them anytime, anywhere, with headphones on, even at work if you need to. Yes, I know of some agents that do that. They put their little headphones on. They're at work. Somebody thinks they're just working, staying focused on something. Yeah, they're kind of working, but they're listening to the sales meeting. Just saying. We will not tell their bosses, just so you know. Okay. Want to make sure that you know the difference. If you're going to get a domain name, which we encourage you to do, especially if you're going to take your business serious, there is a difference between GoDaddy and the Google domains. GoDaddy will often offer you an introductory price, but then they've got you hooked in. Now, I just learned something 2 days ago that I want to share with you. We had always been told that once you had a domain name with one company, you could not change it to the other. So if you had a GoDaddy account with a domain name, you could not change it over to Google domains, because it would, once you cancel or not pay with GoDaddy, that domain name will sit dormant for 90 to 120 days, waiting for you to come back until it's available to try to grab it at a cheaper price or transfer it to another company. I did find out the other day that if you already have a GoDaddy account and you're seeing the fees climbing up to renew it, you can get a hold of Google Domain, and for $12 they will transfer it. I did not know that until an agent a couple of days ago told me about it. So there you have it. It can be done, and I was thrilled to find that out. So just know there's a difference. We talk about it in some of the classes, so just kind of put that into your brain. All right? Phew, QR codes. Especially as dual career, you're going to have the advantage of using QR codes because, again, it'll drive people to your website. I want you to, first off, once you activate your website, if you haven't already, I want you to go on and take a look at what is already embedded on your website. Can a potential buyer come in and search for properties? Yes, they can. Can a potential seller come on and find out what their home value guesstimation is? Yes, they can. Can you add a custom page to add some free reports? Yes, you can. And it's easy. We've got the how-to steps. If you need it, email me. I'll send it to you. Okay? But with a QR code, again, you can get one out of your KV Core. You can get them anywhere. But here's, again, just my personal recommendation, and here's why. QRCodeMonkey.com will allow you to create a QR code, but it will also allow you to embed in the middle of it a photo of either you, of your Samson logo, a property photo, so you can customize it, and it drives it back, obviously, to your website. You could even create a QR code with a thing in the middle that says free reports and connect it. Now, you can have multiple QR codes. They just come back into the same website. Okay? So just for clarity, wanted to make sure you knew about that. Any questions on that? Shoot me an email, and I will respond. All right? Electronic business cards. Now, I get it. You can't always have business cards that you're passing out at work, but here are some options for you with electronic business cards. Again, I've got no skin in the game on any of these. There is Tappy, Dot, Papple, Zazzle, Link, and there's a bunch of others. All you gotta do is go to Google or whatever your search engine component is and search in electronic business cards. They're about 20 bucks-ish, $20 to $30, I'm gonna say. They send you the card, you go online, you put in the code that's in there, you activate it, and you add your information in there. Your email address, your website, your phone number, your picture, your whatever you want to have can go on there. Then you carry that with you. And if somebody wants your information, all you got to do is have them scan your QR or your digital or electronic business card. Boom! It takes them and puts your information directly into their phone. There you have it. Easy peasy. Okay? Next piece of the puzzle. There are other free options for you, especially as a dual career. You want to have something of value, not I'll do a great job for you, but something of value that you can get out. There's the whole class on how to leverage your free reports. Newsletters, there's 2 or 3 options of newsletters that are available to you, and they're all free. Take a look at them, see which one you like the best, activate it, and run with it. Okay? Any questions? Let me know. I'll be happy to walk you through. All right? So here's one that's available to you through Samson Properties. It is in the Cardinal Nest. It looks like that. You just have to customize it with your picture instead of mine. Please make sure that you pull Donnie's off of it because Donnie's picture is going to show up in there. You can customize this a little bit and then make sure on the back of the page that also you've updated your information on there. It does come out monthly, so you do have to download it monthly, customize it, and then save it. It comes through as a PDF, and then you can use it to get out. And again, the class on how to leverage and utilize free reports, free newsletters, goes into details on that for you. Okay? So another option through one of the home warranty companies looks like this. This one happens to come from Old Republic Home Protection. Again, if you like this format better, it's literally, we timed it. We really did. We timed it. It takes 5 to 7 minutes, maybe 10 at the most if you're slow, to set it up. Once it is set up, you go in, you sign in again. It'll take you less than 30 seconds to log in, click into the toolbox, click into the newsletter, pick the month, drop load it, it'll come down. You don't need to reset because you've already set it the first time through. Less than 30 seconds, hit print, and it's coming out the printer. Do not tell me that you don't have 30 seconds to create a newsletter. Now, you don't need to rewrite it. This one's a template. You can't make changes on it, which is fine. I've used this one for years. It is still good. It carries 4 quick articles, 4 quick messages, and oftentimes 2 of them are regarding either buying or selling or a home maintenance tip. Can't beat it. It's free. 10 minutes or less to set it up, 30 seconds to activate it. Now, we used to have a contest in class. Everyone would pull up their laptops. I'd say go. They'd log in, click the toolbox, click the newsletter, pick their month, decide that was it, create PDF, send it to print. Whoever came out of the printer first got the prize. We timed it. 22 seconds was the winner. 25 seconds to 29 seconds was the average. So that is how I know that I can say it takes less than 30 seconds to pull the next month up and print them out. Now, they've already got the next 3 or 4 months already up, and they have go back to, I think it's June of 2015. So if you're ever snowed in or bored or can't sleep some night, go ahead and pull them up and take a look at them. They got some good ones. What I like about this too is it's seasonal, not date stamped with a month and a year. You got some leverage on it. Boom, there you be. All right, another idea of, I know sometimes people like to get the calendars. If you're gonna get, and this is just one that's the little magnetic one, if you're gonna get something like that, the home maintenance tips are always good because it ties into your mission statement. It gives you free reports. That is leverage. When you take one thing and can use it in multiple ways, that is the beauty of that, all right? So that is one. Home exterior tips. Again, this is, let me give a shout out to Remark. They are a great go-to source. I've used them off and on for years, especially if I go brain dead and I need an idea or I have an idea and I just need to get the wording of it right. Sometimes I'll go to remark.com and that'll help joggle my brain and get me what I'm looking for. So if you're going to order anything from there ever, or run with something, go with something that's going to give you a home maintenance tip because it ties back into your mission statement. Not everybody likes recipes, and don't you dare send a sports team calendar, okay? Ineffective, just saying. All right, so there are some people, and you may ask, well, I love to cook. Why would I want to send out a recipe card? Because some people have a kitchen because it came with the house. That's the only reason they have a kitchen. My sister had one. When we went to sell her condo, we actually put a sign in it. This is, I only have a kitchen because it came with the house. Used once, dusted weekly. Her homeowner's or the appliance manual for the oven was still in the oven. She'd been there 5 years. She never used the oven. She jokingly said her chef was Ben and Jerry. They were in the freezer, okay? So have fun with this as well. But again, you want to make sure that you're providing something that's truly going to bring some value and, again, giving you talking points. So in the class about tips on using your newsletter, there's a whole bunch in there. It shows you how to leverage it, how to expand it out, and how to take it to the 9. So when you're ready to start putting that piece together, go ahead and listen to that and put into action what you've learned. Now, we do want you to update your email signature line in your email account because now you have a business email address as well. And you want to make sure that you're adding a link connector in your signature line that'll take them to your website. And the basic tips on that is you can take them in for a home search. You can take them in for home evaluation. You can send them over to the custom page or for reports. But you always want to add, click here to access my website for free reports. So you want to tell them, click here obviously, but never leave it there. You want to tell them where it's going to take them and what they're going to see when they're going to get there. Do not send them generically to your website and then make them search around to figure out where the home evaluation or the free reports is or everything else. If you're going to do it, you're going to send them directly to the page. If you don't know how to do that, let me know. I'll show you. We'll walk you through it. There's also a built-in blog into your KV Core website. That is a great place to put the home maintenance tips. That is a great place to put additional information because you can also promote out on your signature line. Be sure to check my blog weekly or every month, depending on how often you update it. but that is a great tool that is already there for you that you can leverage, that'll guide you through and connect with your clients, your sphere of influence, of you providing value and information of value to them. Okay? All right, so as you can see, we got pieces that are starting to come together and connect. So here's a reminder for you. When you're putting a link in, you want to say click here. Don't leave it at that. Where is it going to take them? Click here to access my website. Why? To get the free reports or my monthly tips, or to take them over to the blog page or whatever. People will not click on a click here because of their fear of spam or a virus or anything else. So you need to be very specific with where that link is going to take them and for what. Okay? You're good. All right. Again, connecting those pieces of the puzzle together for you of what are the most effective pieces as a dual career agent. So here's your homework. I want you to activate KV Core. I want you to add yourself as a contact. Jumpstart session 1 walks you through it. I want you to add a custom page. Instructions are already mapped out in leveraging free reports, newsletter, and I think it's also in one of the other Jumpstart sessions. So it is there. I want you to do your bio. Again, Samson Jumpstart session 1 talks about the bio. There's a special bonus sheet that goes with it of how to write a bio to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And we want to make sure that it's up in KV Core for you as well. Why? Because whether it's another agent or whether it's a potential client, they will probably search you. You do not want it going to a dead site. You do not want it not showing up because you've just lost your credibility down the toilet and you're not going to get it back. So by at least having your website up and active and looking good, because it really does, it's going to give you some leverage whether you're dual career or not. Okay? So, and then in your KV Core, and I've already got it on there, you want to add yourself so you can learn how to do it and you realize, well, shoot, that was easy. And then as you get into more advanced of adding campaigns and stuff like that, you just activate yourself in there. And again, session 3 of Jumpstart, we talk about how to hashtag all your contacts for KV Core. Pay special attention to that before you start adding people in. It'll make your life a whole lot easier on the downside. Okie dokie. Again, we're putting those puzzle pieces together for you, and hopefully you can see them starting to come out. So map out your plan. Let's get going. When you finish up Jumpstart session 4, and we talk about what is your target marketing, we want to make sure that you quit going for the target and start thinking bullseye. There is nothing worse, whether it's geofarming or anything else, that agents are just throwing jello on the wall and hoping that it's going to stick. We want to make sure that you are intentional with the right message to the right target at the right time that is repeated. It is not a one and done. It is not, oh, I'm going to try this once or twice and see what happens. If you are going to pick a component, we're going to make sure that you think through it. We will help you with that and then map it out. Now, in your handouts from this session, and also in session 4 of Jumpstart, you will see a sheet with a little bullseye and target on it. Here's how you will map out your first pillar, and that always going to recommend it's your database. So you will start by saying, how will I identify the people? Well, they may be in your phone. They could be on Facebook with you. They could be coworkers. They could be part of your church or another group or organization that you belong to. So you're going to identify how you're going to identify them, where they're going to come from. Then you're going to ask yourself, where will I get the information? Okay, I've got their information in my phone, or I've got their information in the handwritten Christmas card list that I've had for 40 years. Whatever it is, you're going to identify where you're going to get the information from. The next thing we're going to ask you to do is what are the 4 messages that you need to repeat out. Now, you're going, Lynn, hello, there's 12 months to the year. I know. But all you need is 4 messages because you can repeat them. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Now you do. Now, in the class on geofarming, we get, and I should pull it back out again and add it into this one, but it talks about what are the 4 messages to a renter, what are the 4 messages to a homeowner, what are the 4 messages to an absentee owner. Right message to the right target at the right time, repeatedly, automated if possible, and consistently for several months. That is where you're going to get your takeaway, all right? So once you've kind of identified what message you want to send out to them, when were they going to get it? If you say, okay, I want my database to get something the 1st of every month, perfect. By when? By the 5th, by the 2nd, by the 3rd. You want to have it specific. Then you will then put that date on your calendar to repeat. Let's say it's the first Saturday, because let's say you work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You say, okay, the first Saturday of every month, I want to take an hour in the morning and make sure that my sphere of influence is going to get a newsletter, a postcard, or whatever. Just put it on your Saturday morning calendar, whatever time, 8 a.m., and that says, you know, SOI, sphere of influence, monthly message. And set it to repeat the first Saturday of every month. That way, it'll go and repeat, and it'll flag you to remind you, because if not, you're going to get busy with life and forget about it. Don't want to do that, okay? Then you're going to ask yourself, as part of your handout worksheet, is what method of delivery? How are they going to get it? Is it going to be a Facebook post? Is it going to be an email? Is it going to be a snail mail, let's say newsletter that you want to mail out? Is it a phone call from you? Is it a text message from you? What is it that needs to go out to them, and how are you going to deliver it? Now, the last piece of that puzzle is, what is the call to action? The call to action basically is, once they have gotten that information, what do you want them to do with it? I'm just going to pop everyone's buttons right now and step on somebody's toes. Call now is no longer an efficient call to action message. Because, you know what? They all know you have a phone. They know that you have a cell phone. They know they can call you anytime, but they're not ready to call you. So call now is no longer a good message to use. Now, you're going, okay, Lynn, you just busted my chops, but now what should I do? Here's a good one for you. You can always direct them to, wait for it, your website. Yes, your website is free. It can be powerful. You can do some really cool stuff with it, and you can have a blog or a free report or something on it. So your call to action could simply be, go check out my website on my free reports. Go visit my website, my blog, for a monthly tip. Go visit my website for a home evaluation or guesstimation. Go visit my website to see what's going on in the market. Send them to your website as much as possible, because not only does it take the monkey off your back and send them to you, when they're ready, they know they can call you. They may not want to call you right now, or it's 2 o'clock in the morning and they're drunk. You don't want them calling you at 2 a.m. So call now ain't happening. Ain't happening. So send them to a safe place. Now, I used to, for fun, refer to my website as, I have a 24/7 virtual assistant, AKA my website, that'll provide you information whether you're a buyer, a seller, looking for home maintenance tips, looking for other information and free reports, or my blog. go visit. Doors open 24/7. Fun, easy, and simple. Okay? But call now? Nah. Okay. I know I stepped on some toes, but it's okay. All right. Again, my job here is to help give you what works and what doesn't work and why. So I appreciate the fact that you let me be silly as well as blunt and honest with you, because I'm going to tell you what works, I'm going to tell you what doesn't work, and that's one of them. Okay. So those messages, you want it to create the wow, not the duh. I'm going to do a good job for you. Duh. Hello. No, I'm looking for an unethical, lazy agent. You got one? So you don't need to be saying that. What you want to do is, what is it you're going to provide and what value do you have? Oh, wait, ties back into your mission statement of, my mission is to help you protect and maintain the value of your greatest asset, which is your home, and my tips that are on my website or my monthly tips will help you do that. Go check it out. Bam. That's a wow. All right. So that is the concept, if you will, between going from the target to a bullseye, right message to the right target at the right time. My pet peeve is those that want to do geo-farming, and they just pull up a geo-farm and they throw out, 5,000 postcards. Do you want to sell your home? And then when we do the research, we just found out that 1,000 of those 5,000 homes are actually rentals. You just sent the wrong message to the wrong target and wonder why you got a deer in a headlight stare back and nothing. There you go. That's why. You sent the wrong message to the wrong target. They're a renter. They can't sell the home. So where's that going to go? In the trash, next to their gum, or the dog poop, one of the two, I don't know. But it was a waste of money. If you're going to do it, let's get the right message to the right target. And if geofarming is something you want to do, OMG, let's rock it and let's nail it. Go back and listen to that geofarming class. When you get your numbers, email me. We'll set up a time we can chat, even if it needs to be an evening or on your lunch break. We'll walk you through, make sure it meets the criteria, and rock and roll it. There you go. All right. So your one component will be your database. And again, I don't care if you're starting with 10. You'll build it up and you'll build it out. The next target or the next pillar of your marketing, you get to decide. What hits your hot button? Where do you want to take your business? Let's develop it out. Make sure, again, because you don't have time to waste, nor money to waste on sending the wrong message to the wrong target. Let's make sure that you've got blinders on. It's like a racehorse. You're zeroing in on the bullseye. We're not throwing Jell-O or spaghetti on the wall and seeing if it sticks, because we know it's not going to. Anybody who ever had a toddler that was in a high chair next to the wall, you quickly discovered what did and didn't stick. That was a joke. You're supposed to laugh. Okay. So we just want to make sure that we're helping you be on point, be on track, getting the right message, the right target, and going for the bullseye. Okay? All righty. Boom. Drop the mic, walk away. You now have 26 new steps and ideas and things to work on. I hope that this has been helpful for you, especially, again, bloom where you're planted as a dual career agent. Go back and start with your Jumpstart Session 1, work through it. Session 2, work through it. Session 3 is a little more robust. Get into it, build it out. It does not have to be done overnight. It can be a progress and process to build out. But if you're looking at transitioning or upping your real estate, regardless of whether you're planning on converting it into full-time or not, these are still foundational tools that are going to be helpful for you. So after the end of each one, what is your aha? What is your takeaway? Email me with your aha takeaway. Tell me that you're dual career and you've been listening to it, and tell me what your aha, what your takeaway is. Good? Good. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I want you to be the Uncola. Do what other agents are not able to do. Think outside the box. Be creative. As long as it's legal, ethical, and moral, you're good to go. Remember, I don't care what you know. I want to know what you're doing with what you know. Because again, this information, like any other information from any other trainer in the world, is no good until you as the agent take it and start implementing it. So with that, I'm going to say, appreciate your time. Shoot me an email with your aha takeaway. And I appreciate you being here with us. Go have a great, the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, the rest of your night. Thank you for being here. And with that, I will say see you in the next class. Bye for now.